Hi, my name is Whitney Holmes, and today we're going to be discussing professional dispositions in educators, specifically my current strengths and what I believe are areas that I could improve upon. I believe that my current strengths are honesty, compassion, and advocacy. Honesty is my biggest attribute that I have right now. I am very honest with my students. When I don't know something, I let them know and I will tell them that I will find out. If I have made a mistake, I immediately apologize and I correct my mistake. Also, honesty really comes with, especially with students, in setting appropriate boundaries. So, my students currently know what my expectations of them are. They know that when they are meeting those expectations, I'm going to praise them and be on their team, and I'm going to recognize that they are meeting those expectations. And when they are not meeting those expectations, they know what the consequences will be. Compassion is also a strength of mine. I currently work with about 175 students. I am a monitor for them in the morning before school. I also monitor them during lunch. And then after school, I am the crossing guard after school. These are my favorite times of the day because I get to just go and hang out with them and, talk to them and get to know them. I get to just be around them. I get to welcome them to school and get them excited to be there. And at the end of the day, I get to be the one to tell them goodbye and have a good night, and maybe even remind them that they have homework that they need to work on that night. Advocacy comes in many different ways. Whether it's encouraging a student that may feel like they're being bullied to go and seek help from our counselor, or and teaching them about self-advocacy. Or it can come from, working with a student that is not getting basic concepts that they should have gotten by now, and maybe asking for some testing to be done and seeing if maybe something slipped through the cracks and they had not been tested previously. My weaknesses are fairness and professionalism. I currently work with a lot of students, and even though I work with a lot, I don't have all 175 students in any of my classes. So, in times when there's conflict between students that may that I already have a relationship with versus a student that I don't really know that well, I have caught myself favoring the student that I do know really well and have built a relationship with. Luckily for me, I have been able to catch that mistake and been able to correct it before any harm was able to come of that. I've also caught myself with students that have had some behavior issues in the past, expecting the worst out of them. And even though they didn't do something, not really believing them when they told me that they didn't do it. And, I have had to catch myself and really take a step back to look at the situation to make sure that I was being fair in my judgment on whether something needs to be sent over to administration or whether, that child was even guilty of the situation in the first place. Professionalism. I don't have problems with ethics or punctuality or dressing appropriately or anything like that. My problem seems to come from being a little bit too friendly with some of my students and joking around with them too much, and having that boundary between friend and educator. So I have found as the year has progressed that some of my students aren't really taking me as seriously as they do some of my teacher counterparts, and I've recognized that that's because those students are a little bit too comfortable with me. So I need to really work on setting those boundaries between friend and teacher. So really, and what makes a great educator, I think that having any and or all of these dispositions are going to make a great educator. I believe that there isn't any single one that we really have to concentrate on. We have to concentrate on all of the dispositions. And having a healthy mixture in a school setting of teachers that have different strengths is what makes a great school. Each child has different needs, and the more children that can identify with an adult as a mentor is what we really need in education today. And that's really what students need. So I really believe that there is no one disposition that's going to make somebody better than everybody else.